Meet Robert. He's responsible for every issue that you come across during the lockdown. In short, honestly a pain in the neck. But now, we are interested in the science behind Robert. To start with, we all know that he's not alive and he needs to find host cells to replicate himself. Many people think that Robert has a complex structure, but he only consists of a genome, a protein shell, accessory proteins, and a lipid bilayer. Once he enters our body, he tries to bind himself to the ACE2 protein covering host cells with the spike proteins. However, the enzyme, which is called protease T and PRSS2, blocks Robert to bind host. It also causes Robert to lose the spike proteins as one subunit. This makes him really angry. Robert activates his spike proteins S2 subunit with a sudden outburst of anger. The activation of the S2 subunit makes him fuse the cell membrane or makes him enter the host via endocytosis. Once Robert is in the host cell, he hijacks the whole system and his RNA goes to ribosomes and he starts to make proteins that he needs to reproduce. Thus, the host cell becomes an ultimate Robert-making machine. During this process, Robert can mutate himself easily. But how is that possible? Well, Robert's RNA sequences are called open reading frames. And these frames encode either structural or non-structural proteins, and these proteins are responsible for defining Robert's form and its characteristics. While some open reading frames are being read, the host cell's ribosome can misread Robert's open reading frames. As a result, wrong nucleic acids will occasionally be added to or deleted from the chain. Since Robert is an RNA virus, he tends to make more mistakes than DNA viruses while he makes more of himself. As a consequence of this event, Robert's infection rate, virulence, and types of cells it targets may change. Let's assume that Robert has hijacked too many cells. Since our immune system hasn't encountered with Robert before, it doesn't know how to deal with him. So, our immune cells normally attack Robert. However, if there are too many Roberts, our body recruits more immune cells. While immune cells are trying to attack Robert, they may possibly injure the tissues of lungs, especially alveoli. And this event caused damaged lung vessels to fill up with the blood clotting. Now, breathing is really hard, right? Many of us are infected with Robert without even realizing it. This is the real danger. Please wear always masks when you go out and pay attention to social distance. And don't forget, you don't have the right to risk anyone's life. Thank you for watching.